Okay, let's get started with our brayering. So the colours I'm using to create my effect today is I'm using So Saffron, Mango Melody and Rich Raspberry, and depending on how things are going, I might bring in one of the pinks as well, either Rococo Rose or Blushing Bride. We'll see how we're going. So I've got my card front sized piece of Whisper White here. Now to create the area for the moon, what I've done is I've cut a 1.5 inch circle out of a sticky post-it note. Now you want to make sure that you've got the sticky bit there. Actually, this is 2 layers because I find it goes through the punch better 2 layers as opposed to 1. So make sure you've got the sticky bit because that's what you want to use to put it onto your card. So work out around about where you would like your moon to be. I think about there somewhere is going to be fine for me. And then we start brayering. So I start with the lightest colour. And I've already got my sponge brayer that I've used on these colours before. So I'm starting with So Saffron. And we just want to keep on rolling it and rolling it and rolling it so we're getting good coverage. And then we'll start down here at the bottom and we'll just start layering some colour on. Again, so that zigzag motion with the sponge brayer, because that also helps blend in some of the colours as you're going along. So I think we'll just pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to my darkest colour up the top, which is my Rich Raspberry. Now that might seem like a bit of a bold choice, but I think it's going to look pretty good still. So again, remember to roll down and down and down and down so that you're not going to get like only half of the sponge brayer inked up. And I should have gone on to my other colour. Oops. I should have changed my sponge brayer then. Never mind. We'll do that for the next one. So start off lightly. But then you want to be adding more colour, especially towards the top. I love the depth of this colour. It's so beautiful. It's one of my favourite Stampin' Up colours. So again, doing that zigzag. Sometimes you might want to, if you need some areas that need some extra colour. And sometimes I sort of curve it around a little bit at the sides as well. Almost, but don't worry too much about that bit in the middle because we're going to be going over that now with some, actually put a bit more of this down, but we're also going to be going over that with the middle colour. So we can blend those colours in. Probably want to get a little bit more of variation with that. So I'm going to come back now and use a Mango Melody. And I will use a new sponge brayer for this one because we're going to have to get a different... so Mango Melody is a real orangey yellow, as the name suggests. So that's a good one to be adding in between the So Saffron. And it just sort of ties those colours in together a little bit more. So this is quite a dramatic effect as opposed to one that I'll show you at the end where I've used some lighter colours, but I actually really like this still. So I think I'm actually pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do, now don't freak out when you see that. Obviously that's like, whoa, that's a little bit bright. But now you come in with your Stampin' Sponge and you actually sponge in a little bit of, whisper sort of effects across the moon, how it would be. So that's the, I've started there with the Mango Melody, so already you can see it's softening the edges. But I also want to put some of that very light, rich raspberry through there. So again, by doing that, a different area of my sponge. Move this one out the way. You just want sort of wispy bits, as would be like little wispy bits of cloud that would be going across, perhaps. To soften the effect. A bit more on that corner there. So I think I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. So the next step would then be to go on and to stamp over the top of that. So silhouette stamping looks best over this. And I absolutely love the Mountain Air stamp set. Mountain Air? Yep, Mountain Air stamp set at the moment. So that's what I'm going to use to stamp over the top. So I've already got them here. So I'm going to ink up the mountain one on one side. And we will stamp that. Now I'm going to stamp it once. And then I'm also going to stamp it straight away, slightly offset over the top. So you get that effect of the mountain showing in the background as well. Now the other part that I'm going to do here, on the back of there, I've got the trees and the ground. So I'm also going to ink that up with, I'm just using Memento. You could use Memento or Stays On, doesn't really matter here. You need black ink pad. And then put this one right at the base here because this has got trees and a bit of ground. And there you go. So there's our scene with our mountains. And so I will mount that onto the card, add the greeting, and we're done. So I hope that's helped you, shown you how to create that evening moon effect, and hope you have fun playing with your sponge brayers. So remember, these are only $14, and you get 2 of the handles, and you get 4 of the heads. So really economical way to be able to add ink to your cardstock and to be adding lots of different techniques. I wanted to show you this one as well, because this is one that I created using lighter colours. The reason I didn't use this one for my card, the tutorial, was that it used Purple Posy ink, which we don't sell anymore, but I managed to get mine, and mine's actually working quite well before they withdrew it from sale. So this one uses Purple Posy, Petal Pink, and then in the middle I've got a bit of Blushing Bright as well. And I've stamped the same. I actually have stamped some of the leaves and that from Very Versailles on that one as well. So I might actually go and do that for this card too. We'll see how we go. So I hope you enjoy that, and we'll see you back here again soon.